I'm Lizzie, and I'm here with my grandpa,
Jim Ivins.
and I'll be interviewing him about my great-great-great-grandma Julia Hill. Why did Julia come to Utah and how?
Julia was born in England in a little town, and when she was about 15 years old, she met the Mormon missionaries who taught her about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and Julia liked it very much, and she wanted to come to Utah.
Who did you come with to Utah?
Julia and her sister Emily, who was 3 years younger than she was, studied about the missionaries together, or studied about the Mormon Church together, and after a few years, they were baptized as members of the church, and then they moved away to another town where Julia worked as a milliner, which is a hat maker, and her sister Emily worked as a seamstress making clothes, and they saved their money for 2 more years so they could have money to come to Utah.
Okay. How did they get to Utah?
They joined up with about 200 or 500 other members of the church, and were organized under a man named Captain Willie, who was the captain of the Mormon group, not the captain of the ship. And they came across the Atlantic Ocean on the ship Thornton in about 1856.
Okay. What were the challenges she had while traveling?
Well, they didn't have very much money, and so the church had organized a way for the people that didn't have very much money to walk across the plains. And so they had a hand cart, she and her sister, and they had all their belongings, which consisted of about 20 pounds each, something small like that. And then they had food to last them for about 3 months. And they walked across the plains from Iowa, across Iowa from
Nebraska. Winter Quarters.
Winter Quarters, Iowa. They came up the
Winter Quarters,
Missouri
Nebraska.
River, Winter Quarters, Nebraska, and walked from Winter Quarters to Salt Lake City.
What was Julia's life like before coming to Utah?
She was a happy young girl, and she lived with her family. But when she started learning about the Mormons, her family didn't like it, and they were not happy about her wanting to come to Utah. And so she left home and went to work in another town to earn money to come to Utah.
What opportunities did Julia receive by coming to Utah?
Well, it was a very difficult trip, and many people will remember about the Martin and Willie Hart handcart companies who got caught in snowstorms, winter blizzards in the state of Wyoming. And so they had a very, very difficult trip, and it affected her health very severely. But when she got here, she fell in love with a lady whose name was Anna. And Anna happened to be married to Israel. And because she loved Anna, she agreed to marry Israel. And because she married Israel, then she had a family and went to live in a warmer climate of St. George after she had been here just a few years.
What did Julia do when she came here?
In St. George, she helped farm, and she helped raise crops and milk cows, and helped take care of Israel's family. And she raised her own family of about 6 or 7 children.
If you were in Julia's position, what would you have done?
Well, I would like to think that I would have wanted to come to Utah too, because I have faith that the church, the Mormon church, is true, and I would have wanted to do what she did.
Is there anything else you want to tell me about Julia?
Julia was a very extraordinary lady, and she had an extraordinary sister. And her sister was named Emily Hill and Julia Hill. And Emily wrote a hymn. She wrote a lot of poems, but one of her poems is written in the Mormon hymn book as Sisters in Zion. It kind of tells us what it's like to have a sister like Emily that Julia had.